True crime has a grip on us. We are simultaneously repulsed and drawn in. Why are we so fascinated by these real-life horrors? Perhaps it's the thin veil between reality and fiction that both terrifies and intrigues us. Horror movies tap into this fear, often drawing inspiration from the darkest corners of human experience. These films blur the lines between fantasy and reality, leaving us questioning what is truly possible. Behind the jump scares and special effects lie true stories that are often more disturbing than anything Hollywood could conjure up. This essay delves into 5 infamous true crime cases that became the terrifying inspiration for some of horror's most iconic films. Rural Wisconsin, 1957. Police enter the dilapidated farmhouse of Ed Gein expecting to find a missing shopkeeper. What they uncovered was far more horrifying. Gein's home was a macabre museum of human remains, lampshades made of skin, a belt fashioned from nipples, skulls used as bowls. The gruesome inventory went on.
Gein's crimes, particularly his penchant for wearing human skin, shocked the world. His depravity seeped into popular culture, influencing Tobe Hooper's 1974 masterpiece, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The film's antagonist, Leatherface, a hulking figure wearing a mask of human skin, became an instant horror icon. While the film takes creative liberties, the chilling echoes of Ed Gein's crimes are undeniable.
The darkness found in Ed Gein's farmhouse extended beyond the physical horrors. It was a place where the line between life and death blurred, and the macabre became a daily reality. The rural Wisconsin farmhouse, seemingly ordinary from the outside, hid secrets that would shock the world. Inside, the air was thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the whispers of the past. Gein's disturbing relationship with his mother played a significant role in his crimes. Augusta Gein was a domineering woman, deeply religious and strict, who instilled in Ed a fear of women and a belief in their inherent sinfulness. This toxic bond twisted his psyche, leading him down a path of unimaginable horror. His mother was his world, and her death left a void he desperately tried to fill. He had an unhealthy obsession with her, even after her death. Ed's inability to let go of his mother manifested in grotesque ways. He would visit her grave frequently, unable to accept her passing. This obsession drove him to commit acts that defied human comprehension, as he sought to bring her back in the only way he knew how. He kept a shrine-like room in her honor and confessed to digging up corpses to create a woman's suit so he could become her. This room was a macabre tribute, filled with relics of his mother and the bodies he exhumed. The woman's suit was his ultimate attempt to resurrect her, a chilling testament to his disturbed mind. His actions were not just crimes, they were a twisted form of devotion.
This twisted mother complex resonated with Alfred Hitchcock. The legendary director saw in Gein's story a dark reflection of the human condition, a tale of love turned to madness. Hitchcock was fascinated by the psychological depths of Gein's relationship with his mother, and he sought to explore these themes in his work. In 1960, he released Psycho, a film that explored the dark side of familial bonds. The movie delved into the complexities of the mother-son relationship, portraying it as both nurturing and destructive. Psycho was more than a horror film. It was a psychological study of how love can become a prison. Norman Bates, the motel owner with a deadly secret, became synonymous with mommy issues. His character was a chilling embodiment of the consequences of an overbearing mother. Anthony Perkins's portrayal of Norman Bates captured the essence of a man torn between devotion and madness, making him an iconic figure in horror cinema. While Robert Bloch, the author of the novel Psycho, claimed his inspiration was from another Wisconsin murderer, Ed Gein's case had already captivated the nation. The parallels were clear. Gein's story provided a real-life foundation for the fictional horrors of Psycho, blending fact and fiction in a way that left an indelible mark on popular culture. The legacy of Ed Gein lives on, not just in the annals of true crime, but in the nightmares of audiences worldwide.
Section 4. The Devil's Grip, Annalisa Michel and the Exorcism of Emily Rose. Anneliese Michel, a young German woman, began experiencing seizures and exhibiting bizarre behavior in the late 1960s. Her once normal life was suddenly overshadowed by these terrifying episodes, which left her family and friends deeply concerned.
Doctors diagnosed her with epilepsy and mental illness. Despite the medical community's efforts to treat her, Anneliese's condition only seemed to worsen, leading to more frequent and severe episodes. However, Anneliese and her devoutly Catholic family believed she was possessed by demons. Their strong faith led them to seek help from the church, convinced that her afflictions were of a supernatural origin. What followed was a series of harrowing exorcism rituals spanning 10 months. These sessions were intense and grueling, involving numerous priests and countless prayers as they attempted to rid Anneliese of the supposed demonic presence.
Anneliese's tragic story, documented through audio recordings and witness accounts, became a cautionary tale about the fine line between faith and fanaticism. The recordings captured the chilling moments of the exorcisms, providing a haunting glimpse into the ordeal she endured.
In 2005, The Exorcism of Emily Rose brought this chilling case to the big screen. The film, starring Jennifer Carpenter, dramatized Anneliese's story, blending elements of horror and courtroom drama to explore the complexities of her case. The film mirrored the real-life events, sparking debates about the nature of possession, the power of faith, and the potential dangers of religious extremism. It raised important questions about the intersection of religion and mental health, and whether the exorcisms were a desperate attempt to save Anneliese or a tragic misinterpretation of her medical condition. The story of Anneliese Michel continues to resonate, serving as a powerful reminder of the human cost of misunderstanding and the lengths to which people will go in the name of faith.
Section 5. High Hopes, Horror, the Lutz Family and the Amityville Horror. The story of the Lutz family and their experiences in the Amityville house has become one of the most infamous tales of paranormal activity in modern history. 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York. This address is now etched into the annals of horror lore, thanks to the events that unfolded there in the mid-1970s. This seemingly ordinary suburban home became synonymous with paranormal activity in 1975, when the Lutz family moved in. The house, with its distinctive gambrel roof and iconic quarter-moon windows, seemed like the perfect place for George and Kathy Lutz to start anew with their 3 children.
What followed was 28 days of terror. The Lutz family claimed that their dream home quickly turned into a nightmare, with a series of inexplicable and terrifying events that drove them to flee the house in the middle of the night. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, reported a string of chilling events: foul odors, cold spots, disembodied voices, and even levitating beds. They described seeing green slime oozing from the walls, doors slamming shut on their own, and a demonic pig-like creature with glowing red eyes.
Their story, chronicled in Jay Anson's book The Amityville Horror, became a bestseller. The book detailed the harrowing experiences of the Lutz family and captured the imagination of readers worldwide, sparking debates about the existence of the supernatural. The book's success led to a film adaptation in 1979, further cementing the Amityville house as a pop culture landmark of horror. The movie, with its chilling portrayal of the events, brought the story to an even wider audience and solidified its place in horror cinema history.
While the Lutz family's claims have been disputed, the enduring fascination with the house and its purported paranormal activity continues to captivate and terrify audiences. Skeptics argue that the story was a hoax concocted for financial gain, while believers maintain that the Lutz family truly experienced something otherworldly. Regardless of where one stands on the issue, the tale of the Amityville Horror remains a compelling and chilling chapter in the annals of paranormal lore.
Section 6. Cannibalistic Creations, the making of Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, the brilliant psychiatrist and cannibalistic serial killer, is a character forever etched into the annals of horror cinema. But what inspired such a terrifying creation?
Author Thomas Harris, the mind behind The Silence of the Lambs, drew from a chilling well of real-life monsters.
Ed Gein's macabre fascination with human anatomy, provided a starting point for Lecter's gruesome habits. Ted Bundy's charisma and deceptively normal facade informed Lecter's ability to blend in with high society. And Gary Heidnik, who imprisoned and tortured women in his basement, offered a chilling glimpse into the depths of human depravity that Lecter embodies.
Section 7. Conclusion. When real life leaks into the reels. These true crime cases are just a glimpse into the dark side of humanity that fuels the horror genre. The films they inspired serve as chilling reminders that the most terrifying monsters are often flesh and blood. As we watch these stories unfold on screen, it's essential to remember the real-life victims and the enduring impact of their tragedies. The next time you find yourself captivated by a horror movie, take a moment to consider the true stories that lurk beneath the surface. You might be surprised by the unsettling truths you uncover.